Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm the Gentleman. This is the Gentleman's Pixel Club, and I would like to share something with you. I'm so pleased. This is the back advert to a Kickstarter that I backed this year by Fusion Books, and they do various annuals, be it Crash, be it Zap, be it a couple of others, and these were their 2022 annuals, and I managed to blag the back cover, and on that was the advert for the Gentleman's Pixel Club. This was at the point that, and it came out at a great time, this was at the point where this turned from being a distraction from my health issues that I currently had into a hobby where I wanted to grow the channel, build a little retro corner of the internet for anyone that has chosen to follow me so far and subscribe, and thank you very much for that. And anybody that is new to the channel, maybe from that advert, thank you very much for your follow. It really is appreciated. I ask nothing back from anybody apart from if you like the content I do and you feel I've earned your subscription, please click on the subscribe link. Anyway, today we are playing the MiSTer FPGA and we are playing Wheelie by Microsphere. And by the wonders of video editing, the game has literally just loaded. And what you can see here is welcome to the world of Wheelie. And top row for demonstration, second row for instructions, third row to define the keyboard. And the instructions are very long for this kind of arcade game. But I will cut this very short for you. You're basically trapped on strange roads and you've got to get to the end. And when you get to the end, you meet the Ghost Rider and you have to ride against him. You've got to race him back. And if you can race him back and you can beat him, you can escape the strange roads. However, there's a little twist. All you do is you go onto the next level and you go onto a harder level. Why am I playing this game? This game was inspired in way as a selection choice after I was playing Daredevil Dennis on the BBC. I used to love Stunt Cycle and Daredevil Dennis was the closest that you got to this, but I remembered this game when I was playing it as well. I brought this game when I had a Spectrum and I didn't quite get the game that I expected because it spoke about jumping buses and stuff like that. I got something very, very different, but something absolutely brilliant. This really is a good game. This really is a hard game. So I wasn't reading the instructions out to you. If you want to, feel free to pause and take a look at those at your own speed. But what we're doing is we're going into the joystick menu, which is the third row on the keyboard, and we're clicking Kempston joystick. When I play these games on the MiSTer FPGA, it uses this controller here, and that controller is set up to create the Kempston joystick. You start off by putting in a level code. We don't have a level code because this is the first level. But I'm going to do something a little bit normal for me. I'm going to die very quickly, very fast, because I want to show you the different kinds of deaths. This game is absolutely reliant on the sound. You can hear the motorbike sound was just wrong for jumping that bus, so I jumped and I died at that point. It was a deliberate death as well, because I need to show you the many, many ways to die. This is not easy. This is not a game where you can just think, yeah, you know, I'll be absolutely fine with this. So we're going to jump that bus because I do know how to jump them. And we collect the blue thing, and the blue thing was a tyre. And these tyres that are floating around, you get 50 points. But I head back and I deliberately go into that hedgehog to show you what happens here. Where, although you lose a life, the hedgehog also disappears. So sometimes some baddies, you have no choice but to go into them because they're that badly positioned. I'm going up to the top level and I'm on ice. I'm going to accelerate right now and the bike slips from under me. So again, very accurate controls are needed here. Otherwise, it's going to be game over, and it will be. So down the ramps, go down the ramp too fast, and I go basically over the handlebars, face palm plant into the concrete, game over. So we're now going to play properly, and I'll talk you through what we're going to do. We're going to start the game, enter to kick it off, and this is a maze game at heart where you've got obstacles, but it's a side-scrolling maze game where you've got 4 platforms and you have various obstacles on all of them, and you've got to navigate your way through to the end. You cannot map this game. This game is random. This game, it would be impossible to map. Maybe sections are duplicated, but you have dead ends like we've got here at the moment, so you've got to navigate your way through. So I'm going to jump those cars because I do know the right speed to be going jumping the cars. and it is really very careful controlling the revs, the acceleration, deceleration, the braking, and your left and the right. I'm accelerating to go past that hedgehog because even though he blocked the road below, when he goes up, he goes above you as well. He goes above the platform as well, so you can easily go into him. Obstacles you have is obviously wildlife, you've got walls, you've got a little hump down there that you can wheelie over, you've got dead ends, you've got ice, you've got buses, you've got the Ghost Rider, if you can get to the Ghost Rider. Now I don't know whether you actually read all the instructions while I was yakking away over the top of it, but basically in the race, you touch the Ghost Rider and then you race back. If you touch him again, you're dead. He has a... I jumped over the hump there. He has the ability to go through walls. You don't. And you've got other challenges as well. So there's the fuel that you can see there. That fuel is slowly decreasing. And, you know, I never recall, because it's been a long time, of when you did get to the Ghost Rider, what happened with the gas. Do you have unlimited gas, or do you use them on your journey? You know, do you need them on your journey back? Because you certainly don't have enough gas, as far as I'm aware, to get all the way there and all the way back. You'll see a little yellow indicator on the screen once in a while, and that indicator is basically the going up and going down. So if you push up on the joystick, you go up a ramp. If you push down, you go down a ramp. That little flip-flopping I'm doing there was trying to control my speed to get past that hedgehog, because I was a little bit concerned about trying to do this. So I double back, I'm not sure what to do. But you have the ability to freeze the wildlife. So if you hit fire, they stick like they're doing there. But stupidly, I still managed to go into him. So I think what I did was I pushed the up button at the wrong time and it was too late. But fortunately, the hedgehog is gone. One of my lives is gone as well, which doesn't help me, but the hedgehog is gone as well. So easy jump off this bus to clear this and head all the way to the left. And then we flip around because that's a dead end, and we start heading to the right to work our way through the maze. Even though you have effectively single screens of these mazes, you can be in a position where you need to go through 3 or 4 of the platforms to actually get through it, because it's a convoluted tunnel type mess, for want of a better word. Those are the circles are the tyres that if you can clip, you get 50 points for doing it, and having to quickly flip left and right on the controls to get the right speed, get past the hedgehog, because get it wrong and you know you're absolutely dead in the water. This is a new challenge, the ice. Again, slowly over that so we don't slip and slide like I showed you early on. And because it's random, look, I get more ice immediately after the next ice. And I don't think I recall seeing that before, but that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of these layouts. On this level, we only have one enemy to worry about, apart from all the other things like buses, dead ends, and other things. And these are the hedgehogs. On later levels, I think they added things like kangaroos as well and other bits and pieces. But this game is an absolute joy to behold. I was making my way back there, and look, this is the luck of the Gentleman's Pixel Club. I ran out of fuel just before I could get to that fuel point. And say the levels don't look big in terms of what you're doing because you've got the 4 layers, but it certainly eats up on all the fuel. And when you hit the fire button like I did on that hedgehog as well, that also burns up a lot of fuel. So if you're going to freeze the wildlife by hitting fire, be careful of your fuel because it will absolutely drop. This was a real fun game to play. You know, the randomness of this, you know, is a sheer joy, because if you can get used to the mechanics of the game, and it is a little tricky getting used to the mechanics of the bike, no joke intended there, you know, you can have a real good crack at this, and it's never the same game twice because of the randomness of the levels. And if you do manage to complete a level, you can then obviously go on to the harder level as well, which is where you put the code in. But again, that will also be random. And you will have noticed that the beginning levels of this were different to what you saw where I deliberately killed him. Not always buses you jump, sometimes cars, and I wasn't paying attention there. And it was just too much case of thinking, okay, yeah, got past that. And your speed slows down as you go up slopes as well. And I did not adjust accordingly, so I did that to myself. I'm dithering, do I collect the gas or not there, which is why I went back on myself. It was a case of, no, I don't think I need it, we'll leave it for the moment. Jump that bus quite happily, go down here, and if I'd gone the top route, that would have been a dead end. So as you can see, there was only one way through this maze, there was only one way through these twisty passages, that you have. Many motorbike games I played on the Spectrum, but this and there was a couple of others that were pretty good as well. So you had Enduro Racer, that was a pretty good arcade conversion, but you also had one called Full Throttle as well. I've been trying to get some of these games because I've been rebuilding my collection, and it's quite amazing when you have a look at the price of some of these. The price point, the original Wheelie will cost 15 of your current Earth pounds to buy, and you know that's a fair chunk of money. But you can get the recreated version of it, the newer version of it, I think by Addictive Software. So it's basically a repackaged version of this for £7 or £8. So if you own any of these cartridges, these tape cases, and they're in good condition, they're in good nick, never throw them away. You know, I don't agree with selling to rip people off or anything, because, you know, unfortunately, but yeah, it is a business, it is an industry that people have now through all this retro gaming stuff. But you may have a small fortune on your hands on some cassettes, because some of these cassettes are worth a hell of a lot of money, and you think, well, you know, it's only 15 quid, stuff like that. That soon adds up. That really does add up. So if you have these in your loft, you know what? Take them out, check the condition of them, give them a good clean up. Even if you're not planning on getting rid of them, just make sure that they're safe, they're safely secured. Tapes will deteriorate over age as well, but you know, if you can do anything you can to preserve them, to look after them a little bit more, don't let these long lost treasures go to waste. Yeah, these games are, you know, 40 years old, in fact nearly 40 years old in some cases, and you know, it's just a shame to know that, you know, some of them are left rotting in the backs of lofts, not cared for, anything like that. And that goes for all your retro stuff as well. You know, I guess you're a retro fan by being on this channel. You know, I certainly hope you are, and I hope we've converted some of you as well. But if you've got great old games, old collections of old stuff, give it a once over. I've got a Dr. 64 in my loft for when I had a Nintendo 64, which was basically a backup system by Bung. And Bung was by Bung. And I've got the memory upgrade of it, and I always check it once in a while just to make sure it's okay. Still in its original polystyrene. I used it a lot, but I used to look after my stuff, unfortunately, long after having the Spectrum stuff. So, you know, these things are worth money. Don't throw them away. Now, this is the Ghost Rider, so I've touched him, and we are going to race back. So he's shot to the left, and it's a race, so I'm going to shoot past him, and then I die. At that point in the video, I absolutely forgot that, hang on a minute, if you hit him, you're dead. It's game over. So I got myself killed there right at the wrong part. But if you like what you see, I thoroughly recommend you give this game a look. It's really good. Great value for money and great replay value.
Would you like to play again?
Hello there, just a quick word from me. If you're a subscriber to this channel, thank you very much. Honestly, it means the world to me and the world to Harun that I'm holding. Harun would like all of you to be subscribers to this channel. And if you are this far through the video and you haven't subscribed, but you feel that I have earned your subscription through the content that you've seen so far, please consider subscribing. It makes me happy, it makes Harun happy, and when Harun's happy, everybody's happy. Thank you very much. Stay safe, take care. Goodbye.